Statement has directed the immediate release of the 500 million naira grant to the Ignatius Ejuri University of Education to enable it continue its transformation programs. Governor Yesomike stated this during the 37th convocation ceremony of the Ignatius Ejuri University of Education, Rumolumeni, Port Harcourt, on Saturday, 7th December 2019. Represented by his deputy, Balibo Aribanigo, Governor Wike said under his watch, the state government would continue to invest and take necessary measures to strengthen the university to deliver on its mandate for the development of the Rivers people and the greater good of the state.
That you have enhanced the university's carrying capacity, successfully mounting new academic programs, and you have graduated your first set of doctorate degree students today. These are all achievements worthy of our commendation. I have directed the immediate release of 500 million naira grant to enable you continue with your transformational program. I wish to assure you that we shall continue to invest and take necessary practical measures to strengthen the university to deliver on its great mandate for the development of our people and for the greater good of our dear state.
Governor Wike, who re-emphasized the state government's zero tolerance for cultism, sexual harassment, examination malpractice, sorting, sale of handouts, and extortion of students, directed the university administration to investigate and weed out any lecturer or staff who engages in money for grade, sex for grade, and other untoward practices in our tertiary institutions.
Let me further re-emphasize the state government's zero tolerance for cultism, sexual harassment, examination malpractice, sorting, sale of handouts, and extortion of students. In this menace, I hereby direct the university administration to take necessary steps to investigate and weed out any lecturer or other staff who engages in money for grade, sex for grade, and other untoward practices in our tertiary institutions. We must rescue our university from moral and sexual perverts. We must keep our universities safe and healthy for effective impartation of knowledge to take place.
Vice Chancellor of the University, Professor Ozo Mekuri Ndimile, said a total of 3,169 graduates made up of 45 doctors of philosophy, 1,070 master's degree, 391 postgraduate diploma, 1,654 bachelor's degree, and 9 certificates. Advocacy group Community Anti-Graft Initiative has called for more transparency and accountability in the delivery of corporate social investment projects to Rivers communities and Niger Delta at large. President of Community Anti-Graft Initiative Uche Odungweru said this in commemoration of this year's International Anti-Corruption Day. Odungweru urged traditional institutions, community leaders, CDCs, community youths, and women to take advantage of some of the anti-corruption standards such as the Freedom of Information Act and the principle of transparency in contract to demand for accountability in corporate social investment programs.
It is not enough for multinational companies to announce how much they have spent on oil-bearing community as part of their corporate social responsibility. It is rather important for us to know whether these corporate social investment projects actually measures the amount of money spent on it. With the lack of transparency and accountability in the implementation of corporate social investment projects of multinational companies operating in Niger Delta, communities are not free enough to know the amount of projects executed by oil companies in their domain. It is a lack of trust, lack of truth, and lack of transparency in the implementation of corporate social investment program that has resulted to certain corrupt behaviors and practices of our community people that hinders development.
The president here said the Department of State Services, DSS, does not need the permission of President Muhammadu Buhari to do its work whenever it needs to act. The presidency said these while reacting to the incarceration of Omoyole Sowore by the secret police. Presidential spokesman Gabashewu noted that Showore's antecedents and action ordinarily make him a person of interest to the DSS. The presidency added that no government will allow anybody to openly call for destabilization in the country and do nothing. He said so far the agency had acted within its constitutional powers and did not need to seek Buhari's approval to act on security matters. Shewu in the statement circulated in the media stressed that Nigeria's democracy was a long time in the making and was achieved after decades of often harsh military-led overthrows of government, which is the kind of situation Showore was advocating. The presidency also said Showore was no ordinary citizen expressing his rights as perceived by the public, but the former presidential candidate and convener of revolution protests against a democratic government. Meanwhile, the Department of State Services, DSS, says circulation of a video on an attempt to re-arrest the convener of the Revolution Now movement, Omoyole Showore, in the courtroom was mischief. Public Relations Officer of DSS, Peter Afunaya, in a statement said the video was meant to serve as propaganda to bring the service to disrepute. He said the statement was in response to the serial misinformation being circulated in the media on the involvement of the service in the incident that occurred at the Federal High Court. Afunaya said Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, who is counsel to Showore, during the court proceeding informed the judge that he was suspicious of a move by the service to re-arrest his client. He said the court discountenanced the suspicion, noting that the service was law-abiding and would not engage in the act, adding that when Showore stepped out of the court and cited operatives of the service within the premises, he ran back into the courtroom. The DSS said it holds the judiciary in utmost respect and would continue to work with it for national peace and public safety. The People's Democratic Party and its candidate in the November 16 governorship election in Kogi State, Musa Wada, has filed a petition at the Kogi State Governorship Elections Petitions Tribunal sitting in Abuja, challenging the declaration of Governor Yahaya Bello as winner of the election. PDP and Wada are claiming that the election was characterized by irregularities, violence, ballot snatching and stuffing, and non-compliance with the Electoral Act, Constitution, and INEC's guideline for governorship. Wada said violence characterized the poll, which ended up with the killing of a PDP women leader, Salome Abu. On the foreign scene, at least 43 people have died in a factory fire in India's capital, New Delhi, with the toll expected to rise. New Delhi's Deputy Chief Fire Officer, Sunil Chaudhary, who confirmed the incident, said the blaze broke out in the early hours in the city's old quarter, whose narrow and congested lanes are lined with many small manufacturing and storage units. Chaudhary said at least 50 people were rescued. He told AFP that majority of the victims were laborers and factory workers sleeping inside a 4 or 5-story building. Many factories and small manufacturing units in big Indian cities are often located in old, cramped quarters of the cities where the cost of land is relatively cheaper. Such units often also serve as sleeping quarters for poor, mostly migrant laborers and workers who manage to save money by sleeping overnight at their workplaces. In sports, President Mahmoud Buhari has commended world heavyweight boxing champion Anthony Joshua for regaining his belt in a rematch with Mexican Andy Ruiz Jr. President Buhari, in a congratulatory message by spokesman Femi Adesina, rejoiced with Joshua, saluting him for bringing joy to millions of Nigerians at home and in the diaspora. The president noted that Joshua's supporters across the world had rooted for him to regain the titles he lost 6 months ago. The news agency of Nigeria reports that Joshua beat Andy Ruiz Jr. on a unanimous points decision in Saudi Arabia to seize back the heavyweight world champion belt he lost to his Mexican-American opponent in a shock upset last June. And that's the size of the news update at 8 or at 6, I beg your pardon. Thank you for listening. I am Kala Dakurubatwo. Good evening to you.
Today's news, today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues. Today on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
I have a few people in the studio I'll be talking to, representatives of daily income stores. Let me know your name first of all.
Okay, good morning everyone. My name is Engineer Ofon Ubokudom, of course, the MDC of Only Vision Nigeria Limited.
Okay, so what is daily income stores? What's that?
Daily income store is a store actually that all you need to do is to walk into this store. Only once in a year you do your shopping, then drop your account details. As other customers are shopping after you, you are getting daily. This store is already 12 years old in over 100 countries. We are 6 years old already in Nigeria, and the people keep asking us question, what exactly is this store selling? Actually, we are not selling anything far from our normal human being daily needs and wants. For example, now you're hearing us right now. You can never stay for 1 month without not brushing your mouth. You're going to spend money either on chewing stick or paste to brush your mouth. If you're also hearing us right now, you can never stay for 1 month without not taking your bath. You're going to spend money either on liquid soap, powder soap, or solid to take your bath. That means that human being daily needs and wants can never be satisfied. And you can never stop shopping. You have been shopping every day. You are not making money every day. You deserve to make money every day. So Daily Income Stores has this advancement in technology, has this innovation that all you need to do is to shop only once from this store, drop your account details, and get paid every day as other customers shop after you. That is why we are holding a powerful training, because we realize that so many people has been going to this store, shopped, and they walk out of the store. They don't know to drop their account details. So they walked out ignorantly. That's why people don't know. So we are going to hold a training tomorrow to show you how this store works. The training is going to happen in 2 sections. Tomorrow, you are 11 a.m. time. You cannot come by 11 a.m. You can come by 4 p.m. in the evening after work. The good news is that you have to send us a text, enjoy. On the part of the training tomorrow, send enjoy tomorrow.
0814 215 4290. 0814 215 4290. Again, 0814 215 4290.
We will reserve a seat for you to be in the training tomorrow.
I'm a bit interested in how this innovation works. So you say just go shop once.
Okay, yes.
So I'll come in, do my regular shopping just
once in a year.
And then I earn it for a lifetime.
As other customers are shopping after you, that means there's a percentage of each product, toothpaste, soaps, beverages that we have in our store that's also come to you as a customer who shop first.
Just one time.
That is why the training is important. This store is already here. Of course, people don't know about it. That is why the training is more important. It's just like withdrawing money from the ATM machine. People never believe that you can withdraw money from ATM card. I know a woman that told me that that is not possible, so she refused to collect the ATM card. When mobile app came on board, people never believe that you can transfer money from your mobile phone to somebody's account. This is technology. This is an advancement technology. The same technology is what Daily Income Stores has. That once you shop once, you drop your account details. Of course, as other customers are shopping after you, you're going to get daily alert. We are not new. We're already 4 years in Port 6 years in Nigeria, and 12 years old in over 100 countries. That is why the training is occurring tomorrow.
This is real.
It's real. That's why we say come for the training. By 11 o'clock, you will see us. And of course, by 4 p.m., it's just 1 hour training. And the time again is 11 o'clock tomorrow. And by 4 p.m. in the evening. The number to send us a text, enjoy. For those who want to really enjoy life.
0814 215 4290. Again, 0814 215 4290.
The training fee is just a token of 2,000 naira, but we are running a promo. We are going to give you a discount, 50% discount, so your training fee will be 1,000 naira tomorrow. You can come by 11, it's okay for you. You are too busy in the office already, you're going to somewhere. You can come by 4 p.m. in the evening.
Fantastic. So I have two people here with us in the studio, and let me just quickly know their name. Hello, what's your name?
My name is Victor Billy.
Victor Billy?
Yes.
Okay, good to meet you. And you are?
My name is Harry Frank.
Harry Frank, okay. Victor, let me start with you. Are you part of this here? Have you gone to this store? Have you purchased anything there? And are you earning anything? Honestly, tell us the truth now.
Thank you, my sister. You know, the Daily Income Stores, like every other person is hearing out there now. I heard about the Daily Income Stores on radio. Actually, it was on a Saturday. I did not go to work. I just tuned to the radio. I heard that the program is going on in Daily Income Stores. You can shop once, you drop your account details, you get paid as other customers shops after you. I was so curious. I was wondering how possible is it that you shop, you drop your account details, you get paid as other customers shops after you. I wanted to know about it. I went to the program, I paid the training fee, I attended. On getting there, I actually saw that these things are toothpaste, beverages, soaps that we normally use every day. These are our daily needs and wants. So I decided to shop. I said, let me see if this is possible.
Real.
I dropped my account details. To the greatest surprise, few days later, I started getting alerts. Even as I'm talking to you, I said yesterday I got alerts. And the good news is that now what I'm getting from these Daily Income Stores is far more than my monthly salary. A lot of people will be wondering how is it possible.
I'm watching. I'm right here. I'm watching.
And that's why I want to tell you, you cannot sit at home to know how real it is.
Unless you come
So
to the
why
training.
not take this opportunity that we are having the program by 11 a.m. or 4 p.m. in the evening? Because a lot of us have been going there to shop, but we don't know that you have to drop your account details and nobody tells you. So any information you don't have definitely is bigger than you. So this is the information the masses do not have. Please, you need to come out.
The training fee is slash. It's not 2,000. It's the 1,000 naira.
1,000 naira. There's a promo going on.
Yeah, just text the word enjoy to this number.
0814 215 4290. Again, 0814 215 4290.
Let's hear your story.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm very impressed to be here. My name is Harry Frank, like I said.
Harry Frank, yes.
Okay, I actually heard about Daily Income Store, not through radio. It was a friend who told me about the information. He's a very busy guy. He had it on radio and he didn't have enough chance. So that's what I want to say today. If you're busy, you can use the information to bless somebody's life. But I never believed him as a guy. I'm a businessman by nature. So I know how money is made. I never believed that money can just be made by purchasing something. So I told the guy, leave, this is Nigeria, anything is possible. But after arguing and delay for more than 8 months, I gave a try one day and I walked in there. I just saw that I was curious. I wanted to know, are their products certified? Are they approved by Nigerian NAFDAC and all the certified organizations? And when I walked in, that was my first aspect. I looked at it and they were certified. So I was okay. I said, okay, I just made a purchase. I dropped my account number. I picked my package home. A few days later, I was impressed. I got an alert on my phone and I never believed. You know, the good thing is that nobody pays you. The transaction is done through bank. So when you shop, you have to drop your account number. In case you don't have one, you can drop my own account. So a few days later, I got an alert. I was curious. I took my ATM to the ATM machine. I said,
whether the money that is real?
I actually slot in. The money came out. And I counted to be sure. So sincerely, I started receiving an alert. And this has actually turned my life around. And every member of my family, friends, relatives, enemies, I've actually told them because it's good to use the information you have to bless people's lives. So that has been my experience.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around this because this seems like a win-win situation.
Okay.
You said you found out that the products that you bought are certified.
Yeah.
So that means you actually did use the products and you benefited from the
products.
Oh my
God, wonderful product. Just like
we have to pay so be ready.
You benefited
a lot of
from the
things.
product. You enjoyed your money that you spent, and then you still get paid.
And the thing that it's not a must to shop with us actually. You can go to other stores and shop. They can never ask you to drop their account details.
No.
Of course, they cannot pay you because it's not their system, and they cannot do that just because it's not their system. But we are the only one doing this for the past 12 years old in over 100 countries, 6 years in Nigeria, and 4 years in Port Harcourt. That's why the training is very important. By 11 o'clock tomorrow, 1 hour training, no African time. Please cannot come by 11. Don't bother coming again. We're going to shut the door. 4 p.m. is there for you. I will give the first 10 people free products who are still doubting. You can try and be one of the first 10 people.
Wow,
I will have something for you for free, whether you're shopping or not. Just text the word enjoy.
0814 215 4290. Again, 0814 215 4290.
Let me just quickly chip in here. 10 people. I hope you know that I'm inside the 10.
Why are you going to hot now?
I can see you don't want to miss it.
No. Let me understand something too. Is there a maximum amount of something of what you should shop for?
No, I can't decide for you. I can't decide for maybe
You only shop according to your needs.
Maybe you don't have need for toothpaste today. Why do you shop? You don't have need for soap today. Why do you shop? But the most important thing why the training is being organized that we want to create an awareness. Want people to go. You also realize that a lot of people don't know about daily consults. And you know one thing is that a lot of people became poor in life because poor is spelled P-O-O-R. P means passing. O means over. O means opportunities. R means repeatedly. When a man keep passing over opportunities repeatedly, it tends to be a poor man. People keep telling me on the street, I've never seen an opportunity for him, and I say it's a lie. Opportunity everywhere. It's around you. There's abundance in Nigeria. There's abundance for you to succeed in life. You are the architect of success. So Daily Constance has come to do this innovation, come to do this awareness training, come to do this particular training for you to be aware of this training. Of course, you can always shop once, drop your account details, and get paid every day as other customers shop after it. The only thing that will cost you, you just send us a text, enjoy.
0814 215 4290. Again, 0814 215 4290.
I want to part of the training tomorrow. Send enjoy tomorrow. Thank you. We love you. We want to see you there.
Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you.
Thank
God bless
you.
sir.
All right.
You're welcome to the program. Let's talk. Flood has become a major issue in our society. Was there no proper drainage done for this flood? For this flood to be done? And it gets me thinking.
You see how difficult it is for them. Not all hosts know about the game. Hello and welcome to your number one news and talk radio station, Today 95.1 FM. We've got loads of news and gossip for you, but first off, let's go on a commercial break.
Radio has never been this good. Today,
Glad you know now.
Let me tell you a story of a girl who knew her way around the kitchen. She cooked a mean meal, surpassing anyone's by miles, till she met a boy who knew his way around the kitchen, and he dished the best meals ever. But here's the best part of the story. They had been listening to Buchi on Cooking It. So pull up a chair, take a taste, and come join us every Friday from 6:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. on Today 95.1 FM. Cooking It is a program where we get to learn new cuisines, cooking skills, new dishes, and of course, it's highly educative, entertaining, and it comes with food for thoughts. It's gonna be fun. Laughter is brightest in a place where food is. And that's because life is endlessly delicious.
Every day on Today 95.1 FM, there's always an opportunity to comment and air your views on our various programs. It's not just about us, it's about you, your opinion, and your voice.
President, don't you think that it's time to step down, sir?
Be part of the story, the gist, reactions, intrigues, and the news.
President Neil Patrick Harris has called for greater regulation.
Give us a feedback or join the conversation on Twitter at TodayFM951. Our Facebook address is Today95.1 FM, or join us on the number 0701 933 9962. That's our WhatsApp application. Be informed, be educated, and have fun. We are Today 95.1 FM, voice of the people. It's that time on radio. Let's take you into the life and times of men and women who inspire, role models who have shaped the world.
He was a great scholar whose relevance surpasses the shores of Nigeria and Africa. His name is Senator Dr. Obiwali. Obiwali was born on 27th February 1932 in Rumibo Town, headquarters of the Apara Kingdom in Obiakpon local government area of Rivers State. He was called Obiajumo at birth, being the first surviving child of his parents, Chief Frank Wali Otubo and Mrs. Jenny Wali, a granddaughter of the prominent Ezebunwo Waduba of Orowokwo, Rebisi in Port Harcourt. He started his primary education at the Holy Trinity School, Rumapara, very close to his father's compound, from 1938 to 1943. Thereafter, he acquired printing skills as well as organizing evening classes for the Standard 6 candidates in 1946. Dr. Wali was later admitted to the prestigious West African Institute, Calabar, in Cross River State in 1947. His parents became uncomfortable with the distance between them and their only son, and therefore changed his school to St. Augustine's Anglican Grammar School, Nkwere, in Imo State, where he wrote the Cambridge School Certificate Examination and passed in Division 1. Between 1952 and 1955, he was offered a job at the Tropical Testing Establishment in Port Harcourt as a lab assistant, which he rejected, and later got a job as a clerk at the residence office in Cameroon, where he also gained typing skills. In 1955, he gained admission into the Premier University College, Ibadan, where he earned a BA in English Language and Literature with second-class upper division. After his graduation, Wali worked with the Federal Civil Service as an administrator with the Ministry of Works and Survey, Lagos, in 1959, and later got a job with the University of Ibadan as an assistant lecturer in the Department of English. Thereafter, he transferred to the University of Nigeria in Nsukka, where he taught courses including Introduction to African Literature. Wale presented his paper in 1962 at the Makerere University, Uganda, at the first major conference on New African Writing at the institution. The well-known paper was later published in the 10th issue of the Transition magazine. Wale obtained his master's degree in English and Literature in 1963 at the Northwestern University, Everton, USA, and his doctorate degree in 1967 in the same subject. The outbreak of Nigerian Civil War in July 1967 and the creation of Rivers State fueled Wale's interest in politics. He was one of the founding fathers of Rivers State, Nigeria, and served as its first Commissioner for Education under the DSP's administration. In 1975, Zamani Lukwat, the then military head of Rivers State, appointed him the chairman of the Governing Council of the Rivers State Technology. He was also elected councillor in 1977 for Ward 26, comprising Rumigbo, Rumepericum, and Rumorasi communities in Port Harcourt City local government area. In 1978, Dr. Wale joined partisan politics as member of the then Nigerian People's Party (NPP) and became one of the 6 deputy chairmen of the party. He was also appointed member of the 1978 Constituent Assembly and a member of the Constitution Drafting Committee that drafted the 1979 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Wale was elected senator representing Port Harcourt Senatorial District in 1979, and in 1980 he was elected the minority leader of the House of Senate, Federal Republic of Nigeria. As a politician, he is most remembered for championing the cause of the Ikwere ethnic minorities in Nigeria. Senator Wale was one of the best-known leaders from the Niger Delta region to consistently campaign against the marginalization of the Niger Delta people, particularly the Ikwere ethnic nationality. He fought for the creation of Port Harcourt State out of the then River State, Nigeria. While he campaigned for the correction of the imbalances in the socio-economic and political power of the Nigerian state throughout his political career, he is also remembered for his call for a critical examination of Nigeria's commitment to the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS. Besides his contribution to the politics of Nigeria, Wale also contributed immensely to the literary works in the African hemisphere and globally, when in 1963 he contributed his controversial essay, The Dead End of African Literature, where he declared that literatures written in European languages did not qualify as African literature, although Chinua Achebe opposed his opposition. Other African literary giants accepted his works, such as Ngugi wa Thiong'o, who later changed his name to a traditional African name following Wale's argument. Wale was violently murdered and dismembered at home in his bedroom by a suspected hired assassin on April 26, 1993. The reason for the murder remained unestablished. However, many speculated that it was in connection with his political opinions. Some notable statesmen were accused of complicity in Wale's murder, and he was later buried on 24 February 1994. In 2014, the Obiwale International Conference Center was opened to the public in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, created and named in the memory of Obiwale's political and literary contributions to the state. And finally, the Ikwere people organized an annual memorial lecture in Obiwale's honor.
Personality profile. Now you know.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
All right, a pretty evening to you listening to Today 95.1 FM, transmitting here from the city of Port Harcourt. A pretty evening to you once again. It is time for Doctor in the House. It's that show where we get to talk about health-related issues, and we get to hear from professionals, and they tell us how to, cater for our health, because then again, health is wealth. I am Kalada, your on radio, and I have a doctor with me from the University of Port Harcourt Teaching Hospital, and it is Dr. Kingsley Nama.
Yeah.
Good evening to you.
Good evening.
You need to see how I rehearse and practice to pronounce that name. But finally, you all know I'm bad with names. But finally, I got it. And we will be talking about something very interesting, very important, because every time you ask somebody, what thing they do you? I get typhoid though, or I get malaria. Those are the like two most common. I mean, slight headache, people say I have malaria. Slight, I have typhoid. And it looks as if almost every Nigerian has become a doctor in his own right. I mean, they prescribe drugs for themselves, which I feel is wrong. Or they just go to the chemist or pharmacy and, get over-the-counter drugs. And, a lot of us really do abuse drugs. But like I said, we have Dr. Kingsley in the studio, and he will be telling us or teaching us or giving us professional advice, or better still, educating us on typhoid fever. Yes, that's what we will be talking about this evening, typhoid fever. Good evening to you once again, Dr. Kingsley.
Thank you, Carla.
All right, then. So what is typhoid fever?
Actually, typhoid fever, also called an enteric fever, actually.
Also called enteric.
Enteric meaning intestine and blood. Enteric, inside.
Okay.
Yeah. It's actually an infection that is caused by an organism called Salmonella.
Okay.
Enterica.
Okay.
Subspecies typhi and paratyphi A, B, and C.
All right.
Yeah. It's a disease that is more common among low socioeconomic areas, places that has issues with overcrowding and poor sanitary conditions.
Like clusters? Like places where,
overcrowding.
Yeah.
People.
Yeah.
Talking about people now.
Yeah.
And this disease typically presents with fever.
Mm-hmm.
Fever is the main presentation of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And abdominal pain.
Okay.
Person presented also with abdominal pain and may or may not have diarrhea. Now, how did that name typhoid come about? Actually, this disease has been something that has been there for a very long time.
All right, then.
It's actually derived from the Greek word typhus. Typhus meaning an ethereal smoke, a kind of mysterious smoke. Because during the time of the Great Plague, that this disease typhoid was known to be what actually caused the Great Plague in Athens in Greece.
Okay.
So, because of the way many people died from the disease, and the people that did not die from the disease end up with mental illness, they say it is a disease it is actually an infection that causes madness.
Really? I was going to ask you, so it can actually lead to mental illness, yeah?
Yes.
I might go mad if I have typhoid and don't treat it.
If it's not properly treated, yes.
I see.
So there is a psychiatric problem association with that typhoid.
All right.
So the early Greek now believed that, someone comes down, the person was sick and then had fever, and a person had abdominal pain, abdominal swelling, and then after some time, the person starts behaving abnormal. And they now say, wow, this is causes madness. So then that's how the word typhus now came about.
All right, then.
Yes. So that is like the base of the disease. So most people come and say that I have malaria, I have typhoid. The question is, the thing that you call typhoid, is it actually typhoid? And then you take antibiotics. I've taken malaria medicine, I took injections, I took this, I took that, and I have to take antibiotics. Now, most people abuse antibiotics.
Yeah, true.
Because when you have not done a test to find out
what is the cause of your illness, yeah?
Yes, you are taking antibiotics for it. Presumptuously for typhoid. When it is not typhoid. Now, this disease actually is more important we talk about it because when we talk about globally how much of public health importance is this disease typhoid.
Yeah.
Now, it is more common in underdeveloped areas. Though you have this disease everywhere, there's no racial discrimination. This affects all races anyway.
Yeah.
But globally, about 21.6 million persons annually come down with typhoid. And you have
how many people?
About 21.6 million.
Okay.
Yes. And you have about 200,000 deaths from typhoid every year.
200,000
deaths from typhoid every year. Now, this disease, typhoid, because of the way people use antibiotics, before now, actually, it was actually something that wiped out a lot of people.
Okay.
Initially. But due to the use of antibiotics, this disease, typhoid, does not really cause much mortality as usually
It,
should.
it used to.
It
Yeah.
used to before now. It doesn't cause much mortality again. So, in undeveloped areas, sorry, the disease is common in Africa.
Okay. You didn't have to apologize. It's what the statistics say.
Yeah.
But then
No,
go ahead.
It's common in Africa, sub-Saharan Africa,
All right.
in Asia, in the Caribbeans. But in places, importantly, in places where this disease occur, it is where you find, let's say, like in Port Harcourt, for instance.
Or sanitary locations.
Yes, in Port Harcourt now.
All right.
We have typhoid, but if we want to now push it to which sets of people
have it more?
We have it more. The people that live in area where, one, there's overcrowding, two, the sanitary conditions
It's very bad.
are very, very bad.
Okay.
Those are the places. I don't know any of those places in Port Harcourt anyway. I'm sure you know.
I know, but I'm not gonna call names so they don't come after me. But then
So
we get it.
those are the areas you get this salmonella from. Yeah.
So you're saying I've learned a couple of things and I want to get it straight. First of all, you're saying that it comes from places with,
it is more common.
Population. More common in places where the population is overcrowded. Then it's too high. That's the proper word to put it. And then you talked about poor sanitation. And then you talked about symptoms, fever, swelling in the abdomen. Is that what you said?
Yes, that's about how does this disease present. If I have typhoid, how do I know it's typhoid? If I have typhoid, how do I know it's typhoid? Now, as an individual, you may not know what you have. The doctor has to make that diagnosis.
All right.
The doctor has to tell you that this is typhoid. Because you may be thinking it's typhoid, but it is not typhoid that you have.
All right.
So, it's about this time the person come in contact with the disease. To about 7 to 14 days, that's when the symptoms start manifesting. So it takes about 7 to 14 days for the symptoms to start manifesting after contact with the bacteria. Yeah. So the individual first comes down with fever. The fever is a kind of fever that has a step ladder pattern, meaning the temperature rises within the course of the day, and then the following morning, the fever breaks. And then keep rising again over the course of the day. It goes up, and then in the following morning again, the fever breaks.
All right.
The person also will tell you that I have dull headache in the front of my head. The person may also complain that the person have abdominal pain.
All right.
The abdominal pain sometimes might be everywhere, but more at the right upper part of the abdomen.
Okay.
Also, the person may tell you that I have dry cough.
Okay.
Now, that is the first week of the disease. If at the first week of the disease, the individual has not sought medical attention yet, the second week, the abdominal pain will continue and the person may start having abdominal swelling. The spleen start getting enlarged by the second week.
All right.
If the person has not gotten any treatment yet. In addition to the spleen getting enlarged, the fever still continues.
All right.
The abdominal pain, and then the person might go to the hospital. The doctor may check that and see that the heart rate is low.
All right.
Clinically, it's called bradycardia, low heart rate. Now, after the second week, if the person does not seek medical attention, it now goes to the third week. The third week is the week of the complications.
All right.
Now, when we say that the disease can
cause mental illness,
in mental illness or death,
yeah?
Yes, it is at that third week where if the person does not seek medical attention, fever is still there, the abdomen start gets distended now. The abdomen become more distended, and the person may begin to bleed internally.
Interesting.
Yes, and at that point, the person may have acute confusional states, and might also be psychotic. Person might be maybe on the bed, looking for object on the bed sheets, and so all those kind of person might be looking for objects that person is not
seeing.
So at that point, if the person survives to the fourth week, that's about 1 month now. If after the third week, that's by the fourth week, the person is still alive, this symptom will start to regress on its own. So even without taking medicines, the sickness will start to withdraw on its own. Symptoms will start going, the abdominal swelling, the fever, the rashes. It has some rash also that comes with it. Rose color rashes, all those things will start to reduce. But then, even after those things have reduced, the mental issue will still be there. That is why.
Is it curable? The mental illness?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, sure it is.
Okay.
Yes, it is. So that is why the Greeks initially said it's a disease that it is something that causes disease and madness. Because even after the fourth week, that disease must have gone, but the individual may still be exhibiting some kind
So
of...
how does the disease go on its own without any form of cure?
The body starts fighting it. Whenever someone has once an external organism enters the body starts mounting up defenses against it.
Okay.
And tries to fight this disease. Keep fighting it. Sometimes the body wins. Sometimes the disease wins. So in a position where the disease has won, the person may die. A position where the body immune system is able to combat that organism, the person survives it. Yes.
So I have a question now. Now, how does someone come in contact with this bacteria that causes this disease? You called it salmon. Yeah. So how does someone come in? Because for example, now when you talk about AIDS, if you use a sharp object that has the bacteria, you get AIDS or probably
the virus. It's virus.
Sorry,
actually.
virus.
Yeah.
I stand corrected. Thank you very much. But you get the point where I'm coming from. If you have unprotected sex, you contact the virus and all of that. So how does someone come in contact with this very bacteria that causes typhoid fever? How do you come in contact? Because a lot of people say water. Contaminated water. But then again, let's hear from the professional. Let's hear from you.
Yes, they're actually not far from the truth. The bacteria does not have any non-human vector, meaning that your dog at home don't have typhoid.
Okay.
Your cats at home, your goats, your pets, they don't have typhoid. So you can't say, I got typhoid from my dog because I played with the dog or I played with my goat at home. But it is human-to-human transmission.
Interesting.
So when you say if you take water, you can have typhoid, yes, it's correct. If the water is contaminated with sewage.
With what?
Sewage, liquid waste products. Yes. If it's contaminated with sewage, yes, you can have typhoid. That is why it's advisable when you're building a house that you should cite your source of drinking water at least
far from the sewer.
Yes, very far from the sewer, and it should be in front of your house at an elevated point. You don't go and cite your soakaway in the front of your house, and then at the back is where you keep your source of water. Because if sewage come in contact with the water, and the person eventually drinks that water, the person will come down with typhoid. So it all boils down to where we buy our water from. Most of the sachet water they sell. Now, most people will say that I used to drink sachet water, and so that is why I have typhoid. If the source of that water is not a trusted source, you don't know how these people process their water, package it, and then so yes. So water is one of the main ways people can have typhoid.
All right. So what other ways can we contact the virus?
If you use a public toilet.
Oh, interesting.
Yes. And then people say I get disease, I use public toilet, and so when I come out I'm sick. If you use the public toilet, there are people that have had this typhoid that are carriers of typhoid. They will go use the toilet, they flush with the handle. You go use the toilet, flush with the handle. Or even when you finish flushing the toilet, where you even wash your hand. The person uses his hand, push it, wash his hand. You come, push it, wash your hand, and when you finish it, you still close it without your hand also. And there you go. So you can get it from public toilets. And as an individual, that is why the issue of hand washing is actually very important.
But then again, you just said the hand washers itself in the toilet can have.
You can't come in contact with it. Yes, even people that serve you drinks. Like you go to a shop, you maybe you go to a shop, supermarket, you pick in a can drink, you open it and start drinking. Now, if the individual that was stacking those cans, those drinks,
is a carrier,
he or she must have left it. So when you pick those canned drinks and then you open it and drink, you get it from there.
So how do we handle all of these issues?
You wash it. When you pick the drink, you don't straight immediately open the drink and then you pour it in your mouth. And that is why actually there was something that happened before that people now started taking things seriously during the Ebola outbreak.
Ebola,
everybody was washing their hands. Everybody had hand sanitizers. I'm sure you have hand sanitizer.
I know, I'm going to buy it now. Now you talked about it.
No, you had the hand sanitizer in your pocket as of then.
Not really. I believe in God then. I still believe in God now. But I would get myself a hand sanitizer.
That hand washing, it's very important. Food vendors, people that sell food on the road, fruits on the road. You just pick fruits, you buy the fruit on the road. Probably, let's say this green apples, you just buy it and start eating it. You didn't wash it before you eat it. Yes. Yeah. So, if the food has been handled by a carrier, you can easily get it. Also, in overcrowded places. Why is overcrowding a problem? It's a problem because most of the people there may carry typhoid. Inappropriate waste disposal will be a problem in an overcrowded place. People just go, they go to toilets, they throw it anyhow they want to throw it. And then you also that goes to toilet. You don't even wash your hands.
Yeah, true.
And so strict hand washing. So those are the risk factors for typhoid, because it's mostly something that is fecal oral, meaning that you get it from coming in contact with fecal matter. So when you get in contact with it, you put it in your mouth. You can only get it when you put it in your mouth. That is how you get.
Now let's get to treatment, because like we stated when we started the show, a lot of people will go to the pharmacy and I have malaria. And then sometimes this pharmacists, they help in this chemists, I like to let me put it that way. They help in, making the matter worse, because they say, "How did do you?" Then I say, "I have a headache, my body they hot," and then they tell you it's either malaria or typhoid, and then you get drugs. But then, from a professional angle, what is the proper way to treat the disease, typhoid fever?
First, you go to a doctor.
True.
You tell the doctor your symptoms.
Yeah.
Now, the doctor will start suspecting that you have typhoid when you're complaining of fever, you're complaining of abdominal pain, sometimes with or without diarrhea. The doctor will now send you to do some tests. Now, most commonly, there's what people do. They call it Widal test.
All right.
And then people say, I went for a lab test, I did malaria and I did typhoid test. The typhoid test is called the Widal test.
All right.
Now, what does the Widal test do? The person in the lab takes your serum and then he takes the serum and then they test it.
All right.
For agglutination with the S and H agglutinins. Now, what they do is when you pick the serum, you put it with a killed typhoid bacteria, salmonella, salmonella, and then you check for the specific antigen, and then you measure the titer. And then they will not come and say that you have high Widal test, and so if you have Widal test, you should treat typhoid.
All right.
The question is Widal test a specific test or a sensitive test for typhoid? Answer is no.
So you're talking about the roadside
lab test. People say I do Widal test.
Right.
What I'm trying to say is that Widal test is not an acceptable method for making diagnosis of typhoid fever.
Okay, interesting.
Yes. The only way you can make the diagnosis is to do a blood culture or culture of probably blood or secretions from the body or stool culture. When you culture this organism, either in a nutrient or selective medium, that is when you can say that I have cultured salmonella.
Right.
But most people rely on the Widal test results for making diagnosis of typhoid, which is actually very wrong. The Widal test does not diagnose typhoid. It was actually something that was used before anyway. Let's put that.
So it's an old system of checking if you have typhoid or something.
Yeah, but the medical community now saw that whether you have typhoid, if you don't have typhoid, or you have the paratyphoid or not, if you go do a Widal test, might be high for some other reasons.
Right.
In fact, someone that has malaria can also have a high titer.
All right then.
So when you are now saying that I have gone to do tests and so it is typhoid, I must take antibiotics. That is where antibiotics abuse comes in. Because all we might know, most cases of malaria are now resistant even to first-line ACTs. So even if you use the normal anti-malaria medicine, which is the lumefantrine to treat malaria, some malaria organism parasites
are resistant.
Are resistant to those drugs.
All right.
So you may not know. You might think that I have treated malaria, so it has not gone. So now it's typhoid I have to treat. But the question you have to ask yourself is, when you come to the hospital, you ask them, someone come and you tell them that I have typhoid. Where do you live? I live in so-and-so area. Do you live alone? Yes. What's the source of drinking water? I drink bottled water. Do you wash your hands in the toilet? Yes. Yes. Do you buy food from food vendors that don't? No, I don't. But I have typhoid.
All right then.
Yeah.
All right then. All right.
So that is where the doctor now comes in.
Uh-huh.
The doctor does not. Why the doctor might send you for a test? The doctor does not wait for the result to come in before he starts treating.
All right.
Doctor starts giving you antibiotics, and then that treats typhoid. But you cannot go on your own and suspect that you have typhoid by yourself.
All right then.
And then you go and treat typhoid by yourself.
I get where you're coming from now. All right. So interesting. So you must see a doctor. You must get diagnosis from a doctor.
Yes.
And treatment must also be supervised by a doctor, right?
Yes.
Interesting.
And people should stop. People should stop something. They should stop going to say, I am doing malaria and typhoid test. You can check for malaria. The current guidelines in managing malaria, treating malaria, is that you must do a test first before you start anti-malaria drugs. Typhoid, people do Widal. Widal test is not an acceptable way to make diagnosis.
Yeah, you say so now.
So I think people should stop doing Widal test. If you think you have typhoid, go see a doctor.
Okay.
Yes.
But now let's talk about those people who would rather go over the counter. What's the word now? How do I tailor this question? How dangerous is it for them? Because now, maybe they have typhoid. Let's assume they have typhoid, yeah? Let's just say maybe out of the multitude of people who go to the chemist, 3% of them have typhoid. Now, they get over-the-counter drugs. And those drugs might not be as effective if they had gone to see a doctor, in my own opinion, yeah? Do they stand the risk of also falling into the category of people who might, later face things like death or, the mental issues?
Okay, once you start antibiotics, it lowers the risk of that infection of the. I also go to the roadside pharmacies,
The chemist.
patent medicine dealers.
Yeah.
Let me